All right. Young lady there.
Do you write your own poetry, and do you think in rhyme?
Yes, I do. I write my own poetry, and I think in rhyme. And as a matter of fact, while I'm talking to you, I'm writing the greatest short poem of all time. This poem tells how it feels to be as great as me. This is it, the greatest short poem of all time. Me, wee.
Deep down in Louisiana, close to New Orleans, way back up in the woods among the evergreens. And there's rolling down wood, where lived a country boy named Johnny B. Good, who never ever learned to read or write so well, but he could play a guitar just like a ringing a bell. Go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, go.
It may come as a shock to you, but I say that I would have beat every heavyweight that ever lived before me.
Who do you think the world's best fighter was, besides yourself?
What's your weight?
208, good knockout weight.
208. Good knockout weight. That's a rhyme, isn't it?
That's right.
Yeah, one of the things, as I'm sure as many fans are well aware, that Cassius is famed for is he's a versifier. He's a poet, and he'll... Prophet.
I'm telling you, 15 times I have told the clowns the exact round they were going down. I just left London, England. I fought a bum named Henry Cooper, the heavyweight champion of the British Empire. I said, Henry, this is no jive. The fight will end in 5. And it did.
It did.
Speed, balance, reflex. Heavyweights were considered slow, sloppy guys. He was so agile, it was scary.
To the American public, Clay is seen as a brash and outrageous character. The Louisville Lip is known largely for his mouth.
I am the greatest.
He was a show. He come on television. Never seen a kid boast and brag and do that shuffle he did with his feet. This was beautiful.
I mean, he wasn't just talking. I mean, the guy backed it up. He looked good, you know?
I'm too pretty to be a fighter.
He was the only one with box office appeal. You know, he seemed to embody what people thought, you know, were the 60s.
I'm young, I'm handsome, I'm fast, I'm pretty, and can't possibly be beat.
Wow, I feel good.
Nobody believed this guy. We thought he was just a high school kid mouthing off and so forth.
Man, I don't get hit. I'm the fastest thing on 2 feet, man. Are you crazy?
So good.
I'm the prettiest fighter in the ring today. That's my label.
Wow, I feel
What about also being a champion? I think that's I've often wondered about. Do you get people coming up to you wanting to take a swing at you?
Swing at me?
Yeah.
Repeat that question.
And be ready to fight, because I'm coming to get you. And after I'm through beating him, I think you'll have to join the Beatles and be a singer.
Cassius, do you think you're boastful?
No, I'm very modest. Wasn't that a funny question?
Born Cassius Marcellus Clay, Jr. on January 17, 1942, Ali grows up at 3302 Grand Avenue in Louisville, Kentucky. At the time, Louisville is a racially segregated community, and Ali is struck by the defeatist attitude that many blacks have. Even as a young child, he feels destined to do something, anything for black people. At the age of 11, a direction emerges.
Someone stole my bicycle. I went to a home show where they display cars and refrigerators and household utensils and everything, and I went there and left my bicycle outside.
He was talking about whooping whoever he found that stole his bike, and I said, well, you better learn how to fight first. So he did. He started the next night coming down, and he very seldom ever missed. Always, he was there when I got there, and he was there when I left. He's a very devoted kid to it. He enjoyed that boxing.
Young Clay is a hard worker with a gift for boxing. Soon he is in the Golden Gloves, fighting for Louisville and later for a Chicago team.
Chicago Golden Gloves. Heavyweights Jimmy Jones and Cassius Clay square away. Clay puts on a display of dazzling footwork. In this Tournament of Champions, Louisville's Clay, 18 years old, small as heavyweights go, outfoxes Jones of Gary and piles up the winning points.
When he began to advance in the Golden Gloves, in the back of his mind, the Olympics, he began to hear about the Olympics.
It is 1960, Rome, Italy, and 18-year-old Cassius Clay is the light heavyweight boxer representing the U.S. in the Olympic Games. Clay wins 3 straight fights to gain the finals against Zbigniew Piotrowski of Poland, a 3-time European champion. The decision is unanimous. Clay is 18 years old and the proud owner of a gold medal.
Well, you know that here's a guy who ate, slept, drank, talked, dreamed the medal, the gold medal, the gold medal, the gold medal. That's what the whole thing was all about. Slept in Rome with the gold medal on. Sat on the stairs, or in the Olympic Village as well with the medal on. And here they come, you know, here come the Danes, here come the... Hi, I'm Cassius Clay, I got the... You know, they didn't know what the hell he was saying. They knew it was a medal. They didn't know what the hell he was saying.
Cassius Marcellus Clay, light heavyweight, Louisville, Kentucky. Any of you boys plan to turn pro? Well, yes, I was thinking about turning pro. For an example, right now I'm the world amateur light heavyweight champion and I'm broke.
Johnson was off balance, but he was hit too.
Ali was really not ready as a fighter at all. I mean, you know, he was very clumsy. I mean, he did great things naturally, but I mean, they were feeding him dead men.
Cassius Marcellus Clay is but 20 years old, but he's making a strong imprint on the sport of pugilism.
Cassius Clay, Sonny Banks. Very tough fight. The media didn't know him. I knew the guy was a great left hooker. I warned Muhammad about him being a converted southpaw. He didn't listen too good because he got nailed with a perfect left hook.
Round 1, 10 rounds scheduled. Clay in the white trunks and Banks in black. Clay is the most loquacious heavyweight since Jack Sharkey.
Young Clay already has many of his signature skills. The jitterbug footwork, the stinging jab, the machine gun flurries of punches, the uncanny knack for dodging blows. But against Sonny Banks, he shows off one more gift, an iron jaw.
Ruby Goldstein, the referee.
I knew that night there was greatness in Muhammad because he got nailed with a perfect left hook coming in, got knocked down. He was out on the way down. He woke up once his backside hit that canvas, he got up bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. That's when I knew I had a guy with greatness because remarkable how he survived that one punch.
Yes, that was my first time knocked down as a professional, and I had to get up to take care of things after that because it was rather embarrassing me on the floor. And as you know, I think that I'm the greatest, and I'm not supposed to be on the floor, so I had to get up and put him on out in 4 as I predicted.
God, he was excited. That's why the fans really, really enjoyed seeing Cassius Clay, because he should throw punches and flurries. Like I should say, he used to fight like a featherweight in a big man's body with the quickness.
Cassius did things all wrong from a technical point of view, but he could get away with them because of his speed and his reflexes.
He was leaning back and away from punches. Well, everybody knows that somebody just needs to step forward, you're off balance, and hit you.
That was a jab. That bip, bip, bip. He threw it like this. He didn't throw a jab like this. He flicked it. He called it snake licking.
And he combined that velocity with the power of a heavyweight, and he created a whole new thing. We never saw a heavyweight fighter like that, and we have not since.
Even more than his featherweight-like flourishes, it is his bravado and his outrageous antics that set him apart. No fighter has ever had the nerve to call the round of his next knockout.
He will be mine in round 9, and if he makes me sore, I'll cut it to 4.
Thank you very much.
And if that don't do, we'll get him in 2. If he run, we'll get him in 1.
You have been giving some predictions about which round you would win in. Don't you think that these predictions that you're making and the fact that the last few fights have happened to end in the exact round that you stay have created a bad image of the general public of boxing?
It is on record that I predicted 8 rounds on Archie Moore. He talked and talked and talked, so I cut it to 4. Now, I have had 11 fights, 11 of my predictors, just what would happen. Now, would you say that all of these people are crooks? All of the promoters are crooks?
I asked you the question.
Well, that's just up to you to figure. I tell the people that I'm the greatest. So if I say he's going to fall in 5 and he falls in 5, well, that just makes me that much greater. Will it be a fix when Doug Jones falls in 6? I have predicted 6 on Doug Jones. Now, if he falls in 6, what would you say? That's another fix, huh?
I would say that there was an odor in the air.
It's February of 1964, and all eyes are on Miami, where Cassius Clay will take on title holder Sonny Liston for the heavyweight championship of the world.
In the 60s, boxing still was a test of manhood in America. The heavyweight champion of the world was the toughest guy on the planet. And the champion at that time was Sonny Liston, unbeatable in any way.
This flashy-looking shadow boxer is the young man the whole boxing world is talking about. He's Cassius Clay, and on February 25th, he has a date with destiny. That's the night Clay will tangle with the heavyweight champion of the world, Sonny Liston. Cassius, never at a loss for words, insists he'll back up every boast he's made about his battle with Liston. Surprisingly, the opinion of boxing experts is divided.
Would you like to tell me what you think of Cassius Clay?
Oh, I think Cassius Clay is a nice man. He has a big mouth and he's always talking about himself, and I don't particularly care for people like that.
I think he could be a good fighter if he controlled his egotism and confined himself to serious training.
I think he's cute.
Mr. Cassius Clay, ladies and gentlemen. Cassius, welcome to the show.
Glad to be here. First of all, I want to say hello to Mommy and Daddy and Rudolph and Sammy and Jimmy and Clara and Sharon and the world's greatest rock and roll singer, Miss Dee Dee Sharp, and these are promises I made. And let me see who else is out there.
Keep the one about Liston.
Yeah,
That's
I met
the
Sam
promise.
Cooke's daughter today, the prettiest little girl in the world. Sam Cooke's daughter. Linda, hi, and everybody, and thank you, that's all I want to say.
Well, that's fine. Now I'd like in equal time. Morris. Hello to Irving. No,
you're really something, Jerry.
You're not crazy at all. I don't think you're crazy. I think that you have a lust for showmanship.
No, I was joking. I'm
I know
really
that.
great.
You're what?
I'm really great.
I'm aware of your record, and I know that, as you say, I wouldn't question. If you say you're the greatest, I wouldn't stand here and say you ain't.
You smart. You really smart.
I watched the fight, the last Moore fight, you and Moore. I very honestly, I must tell you that I didn't bet on you. I had a bet on Mr. Moore. And I'm sure you're aware.
You lost your money, huh?
Yeah, I certainly did.
Now, if you like to lose your money, be a fool and bet on Sonny. You know what I'm talking about, the big ugly bear, Sonny Liston.
You're
Jerry, I'm real angry. People think I'm talking. People think I'm just a lot of mouth. But I'm getting ready to participate in the biggest fight of all time. More money will be lost that night. This will be the biggest upset in the century of all boxing.
Are you going to show up? That's what I want to know.
Why would you act like that? What you mean I'm not going to show up? That's embarrassing.
Wait a minute, Cassius, please understand me. I'm not being facetious.
I forget all about Sonny Liston. I'm tired of talking about him.
I don't blame you. I hate him.
What? Well, you going to be there to help me fight him?
No, I'm kidding. I don't want to get involved in it.
Jerry, don't you think I'm too pretty to be a fighter? I'm as pretty as you and you're not a fighter. All you do is talk for a living.
Well, up to now, I was making a living at it. You want me to tell you what I think? Want me to tell you what I think?
Well, be cool. You know, fool, you went to school.
I got... Let me just say this to you. I'm going to say what I think. And if what I think you don't like, make your move. Because
if I feel froggy, I'll jump.
I think you're a big bag of wind. Now, just hear me out. Wait a minute. Hold it a second. I think that one...
Bodyguards.
Hold it. Let me tell you... Wait, will you sit quiet for 1 minute, Charlie? I think that you're the damnedest showman that ever lived, and you ain't kidding anybody. Will you let me finish and shut your mouth for 1 minute? And this is just what I believe. I think...
He wasn't so small, he wouldn't be talking so bold.
Now is probably the best showmanship that's happened in the fight racket in a lot of years, and it needs it. I think that the fight game needs somebody with color and somebody with excitement, and you have given it to them.
I want to say one thing, if you be quiet for a minute. Look, Jerry, see, people call this showmanship. They say I'm just acting, it's just a gimmick. But how could I pop off for 5 years, predict these things? 15 times I predicted the exact round.
I'm not denying that.
Well, I mean, it's not just showmanship. Wait a minute. Back it up.
I said nothing about your being capable of following up what you said. Because that goes without saying. Because I think that to put away the people you've put away, you've done it in fine fashion, and you have to know what you're doing.
And in poetic fashion.
Yeah, wonderful. Sit back for a second, will you? I'm still talking.
All right.
Okay. Now, the point I'm trying to make is that I'm talking about the approach to your ability.
I got you.
Now, many of us have capacity, and yet there are different ways of approaching it. You have approached it from a very, very theatrical, very bright standpoint. Now, had you not been able to back it up, you'd be in big trouble. But you've been able to back it up, so I'm merely complimenting you. That's all. And what now? You know what happens after a compliment? The best thing to do after a compliment is to say thank you.
You're up.
Or I'll take it back.
Well, my resolutions are to become the youngest heavyweight champion in history. That's nothing new to my fans. They all know that I will be the next heavyweight champion. I will be 21 January the 17th. And I predict that by the end of 1963, I will be the youngest heavyweight champion in history. And the only reason I won't be is because this fella, Sonny Liston, would be ducking and dodging me. I have fulfilled all of my prophecies. I'm up to date in all of my predictions. My train is running on schedule. So the only thing that would hold me back would be Sonny Liston, and I believe he's afraid of me.
Sonny, what's going to happen in February to your friend over on the right?
I'm going to kill him.
I see. Good luck. I hope it's not an act. I hope you mean it.
If it's an act, just look at my record and see, have the other fights been acts? Have they been acts?
Not so far.
Well, what makes you think I'm acting?
And with that final stage of the act...
Everybody in boxing said he's not going to last 2 rounds. This was a baby in there with a brute.
Well, that great look, and there he comes up the ring stairs.
Liston walked in, he looked like a monster man.
The heavyweight and...
It's the first time we had really seen them together. There was a collective gasp. Cassius Clay was much bigger.
When he got in the ring and started to pick Liston apart, it was obvious that he was too quick for him.
Clay with a left and a right attack. Liston's eye badly cut.
His jab hurt. You know, let's not make a mistake about something. A jab is a punch in the face. A jab hurts. A jab can break your nose. A jab can cut you around the eyes. To make it even worse, at the moment of impact, he'd twist his wrist so it had even more of a cutting impact upon your face.
I'll swear, not one of us in that Miami Beach arena could have predicted what would happen next. There's always been doubt about Liston's real age. He claims he's 30. Suddenly, in this round, he looks 40.
Round 3 and Cassius Clay wearing white shoes has surprised everyone. Most boxing fans thought that Clay would be bombed out in 1 or 2 rounds by the awesome Sonny Liston. The daring young challenger has nicknamed himself the greatest, and tonight he's beginning to prove it. Cassius has the fastest hands in heavyweight history. His combinations and flurries are unbelievable.
But in the 4th round, it suddenly seems that Clay is blinded.
Sonny Liston's corner had put some type of oil or ointment on Liston's gloves.
I got the sponge, washed it out, cleaned it out, and I said, get up! But I made him stand up. I said, run!
His eyes are bothering him. Ladies and gentlemen, we don't know exactly what happened. They're yelling from Cassius Clay's corner. Something got in his right eye. However, he's blinking badly. Sonny's going to try to pull it on.
All this work that he's done, all this training he's done, all is going to go out the window because this guy's going to knock him out because he can't see.
He completely stymied Sonny Liston with the gifts of speed, a jab, and courage and the ability to take a punch when he had that round where he couldn't see.
Liston was completely discouraged because he couldn't get him out of there when he couldn't see.
Beat him up bad. Bust him up. So Sonny quit. He just said, I ain't going back out.
A heavyweight champion of the world doesn't quit. You know, you die in the ring.
Afterwards, of course, there was a race to Arthur. You, I fooled you, I told you, who's the greatest, you must bow down.
When he won, everybody was in shock. Everybody was shocked.
I shook up the world! I shook up the world! I shook up the world!
What the public doesn't know is that Clay has a very controversial secret. For the last 2 years, he has been a member of a black Muslim sect known as the Nation of Islam.
What attracted you then to Islam in the first instance?
The history of ourselves, the history of our true religion, our nationality, our names. See, we don't have our names, I notice how proud you all are, proud of your names. See, Chinese have names like Chang Chong, Lu Qian, this is Islamic teachings. Russians have names like Kosygin or Khrushchev. You have names like O'Connor or Grady or Kennedy. Jews got names like Weinstein and Goldberg, and Italians got names like Dundee and Benvenuti and Marciano. But we have names like Grady and Clay and Hawkins and Smith and Jones and Johnson, but we are black.
These are the slave names.
Yeah,
this is
when I heard this, I knew it was the truth, it's history. Muhammad Ali is a beautiful black name of our ancestors. So when I heard this, I just had to walk out of the church and Christianity because they never taught us our true knowledge. Then they told me how we were brainwashed in America. We see Jesus, he's white with blonde hair and blue eyes. We see the Lord's Supper, all white people. We see the angels in heaven, all white people. And we look at Miss Universe, a white woman, Miss America, a white woman, Miss World, a white woman. Even Tarzan, the king of the jungles in Africa, he was white. A white man swinging in Africa, with a diaper on. He beats up all Africans and breaks the lion's jaw. And then the Africans been in Africa for centuries. But he can't yet talk to the animals. And then we look at the good cowboys. They rode the white horses, and the president lived in a White House. And the angel food cake was the white cake, but the devil food cake was the chocolate cake. Everything good was white. And when I heard this, I said, boy, this is the truth. So our religion teaches us the knowledge of ourselves, the knowledge of our culture, the knowledge of our history, makes us proud, makes us identify with our own brothers throughout the world.
Cassius Clay is a name no more, is that right?
Yes, sir. It's Muhammad Ali. Muhammad means worthy of all praises, and Ali means most high in the Asian African language.
How long have you had the name?
Well, for about 2 weeks now.
The tough thing about it really was that it was such a pretty name. We had nurtured it and played it up, you know, Cassius Marcellus Clay, and then we used to rhyme on it. It was a beautiful name. And then he changed it to Muhammad Ali. People resented that. You know, why? Why?
Well, as I understand, I'm Cassius Marcellus Clay VI, and my great-great-grandfather was a Kentucky slave, and he was named after some great Kentuckian. Well, Cassius Marcellus Clay is a great name in Kentucky. And really, where he was from or where it was all originated, I couldn't tell you. But since I've reached a little fame in boxing, most people want to know where am I from and where did I get that name. But really, I haven't really checked on it. So I see that I'm going to have to go look into it.
You'll have to look it up.
See what it's all about now that I'm getting a little interviews.
The contradictions of Cassius Clay are many. He's tossed aside the popularity which could have been his for the sake of his religious and racial beliefs. Are you worried this might make you very unpopular with certain people in America?
Every man is entitled to his religious beliefs.
Most of America, Nation of Islam was a violent, militant, secretive group. And the idea that this guy was one of those black Muslims. Ooh.
I'm your blood and your flesh. White people are not your brothers. They're not your blood and your flesh.
Black people were bitter. We had a right to be bitter.
Slave master.
Elijah Muhammad would feed the black man just what they wanted to hear. The white folks were devils. They were evil. They mistreated you. God gonna pay them back.
They say Muslims hate people. That sounds real ignorant on the part of a white saying something like that when as a whole, we are the victims of hate. We are the ones that are hated. It's a plain fact how our people are treated here in this country.
Mr. Clay, a man's religion, of course, is a very personal thing, but would I be prying too much if I ask you why your conversion from Christian to Muslim?
First of all, I'm going to say, I have a new name now. It's
Muhammad
Ali, yes. After hearing the leading, our teacher, after he teaches us all about, we are a nation of 20 million people that have no knowledge of self. That's a fact. We're a nation of 22 million people who have no unity among us whatsoever. That's a fact. We're a nation of 22 million people that no one wants to be bothered with or even socialized with. That's a fact.
You feel that many of your people are treated like animals, but that you yourself have not been. Is that
no?
Is that
they're
true?
not. They're not treated like animals as long as they stay in their place. As soon as they get out of the place, then they might get killed.
While mainstream civil rights groups seek an end to segregation, the Nation of Islam, led by Elijah Muhammad and his fiery minister Malcolm X, preach the separation of the races.
Why is it, do you think, that black Muslims preach the separation of the races rather than integration of the races, as indeed many American blacks do?
We've tried integrating for 400 years. People are tired of being dominated by certain groups. They're tired of being ruled. Same way in all countries. People are just tired and they're revolutionizing things and they want to be free. We've been in America under white domination, lynched, killed, raped, castrated, shot down daily, no justice in the courts. Black and white are disagreeable in peace. They can't get along together. We are not needed to pick cotton no more. We think that we should now go on some land and build and construct and do for ourselves.
Do you mean, in actual fact, that there should be separate parts of the United States only for Negroes and separate parts only for whites?
When we make our 10% of the population, then divide off 10% of the land, let us build our own stores, make our own, grow our own food, make our own suits, and be like other people, and not always begging white people for houses, begging for jobs, begging for a seat in your restaurant. May I use your toilet? May I ride on your bus? Just let me go and live by myself like other people.
Cassius was talking about the end of race mixing in America. This was shocking and a downer, because most of us were liberal integrationists. And now this guy who is going to be such an exciting subject turns out to be a right-wing nutcase.
Any wise man know in his right mind that a few black people with a few rifles and pop guns will never be able to make any revolution. It would be like you trying to jump up and fight me now. It wouldn't be a revolution, it would be a slaughter. So
I'm not thinking of that at the moment.
So you're smart. So people today are not looking for real violence. You have a few preachers of it.
There was a tremendous fear that the black Muslims were going to run boxing which was much scarier than the mafia within sports.
Even Ali's parents denounced the nation, claiming their son has been conned.
My dad and mom were very, very, very hurt. They were very disappointed at me and my brother becoming Muslims because they did not understand what it was.
A lot of America wanted to believe that Muhammad Ali was being exploited by this group, brainwashed, a puppet.
The inescapable conclusion is that behind the mouth of Cassius Clay is a brain too easily manipulated. At the moment, the Muslims control both brain and mouth. He's their finest propaganda instrument because he's the champion.
Everything I have, let me say one thing. I barely got out of school. I got out of school mainly because I was a champion. I actually didn't pass. I won't name the teachers that put me through. But you are a wise man, you're an intelligent man, and if I was not a Muslim or follower of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, I couldn't talk to you for 2 minutes. Everything I got come from him. He taught me who I was. He made me proud. He made me fearless. He made me love my own. I've turned down millions to keep from selling out my people. The beautiful name Muhammad Ali. I now have 56 Muslim invitations by governments, and I believe I can hold my own as an intelligent conversation with you. But it all comes from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Can I come back to your association with the black Muslims? Have you paid them a lot of money?
People here in America has tried to paint the image where I was being used by the Islamic religion just for prestige and for money. I'd like to say that after all of my fights, white America, as I said earlier, took 90% first, which left me 10%. I was married 11 months, no children, and I have to pay $1,200 a month for 10 years. This is another thing directed just at me. The government fight has cost nearly some $200,000. All of this had to be done out of 10%, plus my living expenses and my children. Baby, I mean.
We teach you to obey the law. We teach you to carry yourselves in a respectable way. But at the same time, we teach you that anyone who puts his hand on you, do your best to see that he doesn't put it on anybody else.
Elijah Muhammad has said something which perhaps a lot of us white people have misunderstood. Perhaps you can explain it to me. He said that white men are devils.
Yes.
What does he mean by that?
He means just what he said.
You believe something which I happen to know isn't true.
Now hold it. What is it that I believe?
You believe
it's not true.
You believe that the entire white community is your enemy. I happen to know it's not your enemy. I doubt if there's anybody in this room who is your enemy.
I tell you what, 22 million black people in America. Who would you say our everyday common enemy is? What other country or what nationality? Every black man watching this show know you are enemies, and you have the nerve to stand up here and say Elijah Muhammad is poison in my mind. He cannot teach us that you are enemy. You taught us.
So there are exceptions.
Listen. What I'm saying to you is this. You must remember, you have not lynched me. Let's say we got one white fella in America who has proved that he means right. Let's say we got another one. White people have died in demonstrations for black people. Here's 10,000 whites coming to kill me. And in those 10,000, or let's say here's 10,000 rattlesnakes coming to bite me. And in those 10,000, there was 1,000 that didn't mean no harm. But they all look alike. Now, what should I do? Should I keep the door open and let the 10,000 in, hoping that the 1,000 will unite and save me? Or should I just be safe and shut the door? So we have white people say, I mean right. I have a black husband. Oh, my children are black. I love everybody. I really believe you. But I'm sorry, man, there's 10 more thousand behind you that don't feel that way. I'm just sorry, but what am I going to do? All right. We have a problem. It's black and white. We have to look at the problem as a whole. I want to get that plain. I know there are whites that mean right.
In 1966, the U.S. government sends almost 200,000 troops to Vietnam. Muhammad Ali, who's failed the Army's mental aptitude test, is not among them. But when the Pentagon changes the rules, the champ is reclassified 1A. He is now fit to serve.
I just don't understand yet how I can be reclassified as 1A without testing me in no way, just calling me like this.
In other words, you think they called you only because you're the heavyweight champion?
And a Muslim, too.
In a cold sweat.
You are called up for the army. You take 2 tests and you fail them. And suddenly, you, the man who'd failed 2 tests, were past A1.
Well, yes, they said I was mentally deficient or something because I didn't pass my tests twice.
Yeah, tell me about those tests.
One
test
was in Miami. Old test like if you had 15 apples and you sold 2 1/4 of these apples and 3/3 of these apples was destroyed, how many do you have left? I don't know the answer. I barely got through school. I'm not really a good reader nor a good speller. You have a time limit on all the tests. And most of them I just guessed because I was too embarrassed to say I couldn't read the test that quick.
Yes.
So they had psychiatrists, 2 psychiatrists came from Washington, D.C., took me to Kentucky, and they examined me to see if I was joking, and they found that the same test the last one corresponded with the first one. This is still when I was Cassius Clay and a Christian, but after the Islamic, the Muslim faith was pronounced that I had joined, and the name Muhammad Ali, then all of a sudden I became wise. They lowered the standard that anybody who made at least 18 on their test, which was awful low, must go to the army. Well, this got me, see.
Will you go into service? This would be 1,000% against the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the religion of Islam, and the Holy Quran, the holy book that we believe in. This will all be denouncing and defying everything that I stand for. This would mean, of course, that you stand the chance of going to jail as a result of not going into service. Well, whatever the punishment, whatever the persecution is for standing up for my religious beliefs, even if it means facing machine gun fire that day, I will face it before denouncing Elijah Muhammad and the religion of Islam. I'm ready to die.
Mr. Backlash, just who do you think I am? Raise my taxes, freeze my wages, and send my son to Vietnam.
At this time, public opinion runs overwhelmingly in favor of the war. Ali's off-the-cuff remark is seen as a betrayal of his country and causes a firestorm of controversy.
He was pouring gasoline on a fire that had just begun in America.
Reporters swarm to get his reaction, and Ali makes a simple statement that will shape his destiny.
Reporters said, how do you feel about going to the front lines? How do you feel about going to Vietnam? And then finally, so how do you feel about killing Viet Cong? I ain't got nothing against them Viet Cong.
He said he'd stand up in front of a firing squad before he'd go and shoot those people. And I could understand that. I hadn't thought of it, but when he said what he said, why would I kill my brown brothers? I could agree with him wholeheartedly.
On January 17th, 1967, Ali turns 25. He is the undisputed heavyweight champ and beginning to be considered one of the best in boxing history. Despite his obvious talent, his popularity is at an all-time low. His fans are devout, but they are greatly outnumbered by his detractors. They see him as being militant, anti-white, and even worse, a draft dodger.
Un-American. He's un-American. He's not a patriot.
Do you think there's anything wrong in someone like Cassius Clay refusing induction?
Yes, sir, I certainly do.
Why?
Because he's no better than the rest of us.
Well, I think that he's hurting, I think, the morale of a lot of young Negro soldiers over in Vietnam. And the tragedy to me is that Cassius has made millions of dollars off of the American public, and now he's not willing to show his appreciation to a country that is giving him, in my view, a fantastic opportunity.
In the spring of 1966, shortly after being reclassified, Ali appears before a local draft board judge. Citing his religious beliefs, the champ requests an exemption from military service as a conscientious objector.
The religion of Islam means peace, and the religion do teach us that we don't pick up weapons which take the lives of other human beings.
The judge rules in Ali's favor, but is immediately overruled by the draft board. Ali appeals the decision and turns his attention back to boxing.
Cassius, did the bus
Muhammad. My name is Muhammad. Y'all keep calling me Cassius. I'm tired of telling you. You know, you're intelligent. My name is Muhammad Ali, not Cassius.
Will your next fight be billed as Cassius Clay or as Muhammad Ali?
Muhammad Ali.
On all the fights?
Yes, sir.
Well, I don't know where to begin. I find nothing amusing or interesting or tolerable about this man. He's a disgrace to his country, his race, and what he laughingly describes as his profession. He is a convicted felon in the United States. He has been found guilty. He is out on bail. He will inevitably go to prison, as well he should.
I will not go 10,000 miles from here to help murder and kill another poor people simply to continue the domination of white slave masters over the darker people of the earth.
It is a war that he considers unjust, and his conscience will not allow him to do it. Now, certainly, I would endorse that, I would justify his action, and I would give him my strongest support in his doing it.
I'm not burning no draft cards. I still have it. I'm not laying on the Pentagon steps. I'm not hanging statues of Lyndon Johnson. I'm not burning American flags. I'm only following the law.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Muhammad Ali has just refused to be inducted into the United States Armed Forces.
When Muhammad Ali refused to take the symbolic step forward and said that no Viet Cong ever called me a nigger, it just, everybody knew about it. Moments later, it was on everyone's lips. You could hear people talking about it on the street corners. You'd hear people who had never had a thought about the war, having to think it through because of what Ali had made them think about. So it had a tremendous, tremendous effect. To mainstream Americans, I think Ali probably appeared to be a greater threat than the more politicized people like Rap Brown and Stokely Carmichael, because Ali had the popularity. Ali could draw crowds in any circumstance.
I don't have to be what you want me to be. I'm free to be what I want to be and think what I want to think. Right?
This is unexpected. I didn't know you would invite me to do this. Oh, hold it. You must be on boxing position and just have a little dance like you're boxing and just for 1 second. I have to time it. And for 1 second. Right there, see?
Whom would you like to fight and where and when?
I'd like to fight whoever you think's the best, the #1 man. I'd say he's Zoe Foley.
I'm not sure that there's anybody left, really, for you to fight.
You.
That may come about someday. Thank you for coming
Just
by.
stay in shape.
This is the party that the ladies and gentlemen and the kids in the world don't see. Irish fella don't even want to get up and
pretty well talked up there. He's got a lot of gear on.
Well, he got a rubber suit under that sweatsuit. He get a little tummy and then get a little large in the back there a little bit. And that sweatsuit sweated down. When he take it off, he probably have a quart of water under there.
In 1967, Zora Foley was Muhammad Ali's 9th title defense, but unknowingly, it was to be Ali's last fight of the 1960s. Shortly after this fight, his boxing license was revoked by all of the commissions throughout the country. This, the result of his conscientious refusal to join the armed forces during the period of the Vietnam War.
Are you taking Zora Foley too lightly?
Why would you say that?
Because every indication has been that you're confident that you can beat Zora.
I'm confident I can whoop all of them. This ain't nothing new. My image has been confident. We're just trying to make it look like something new for I can whoop all of them.
You're being extremely truculent.
Whatever truculent mean, if that's good, I'm that.
Muhammad Ali, the white trunks. Zora Foley, the challenger. In the dark trunks, they are brown. And that's a little less majesty. The challenger showing no respect for the champion. The champion has speed, great speed. Round 3 of Madison Square Garden. The champion is now finding his opponent with jabs and is looking better. Ali's looking to get in there now with that famous flurry. See how well the challenger rolls back from those punches? And there's Foley down! 5, 6, 7, 8. Foley is up at 9. About a minute and 40 seconds left to go in the round, and Foley is back battling. They said Foley wouldn't be Tiger, but he is. This has turned into quite a fight, hasn't it? Foley bleeding from the nose. There's nothing wrong with Foley's courage, believe me. That was a block punch, and Foley rolled with them. 2 minutes to go in round 7. Talked about Foley's courage. The champion has plenty himself. There's no question about that. That's Foley down from that right hand. I don't know if he's going to make this one. 6, 7, 8. He's not. No, he gamely tried to get up. And Muhammad Ali has retained his heavyweight championship of the world.
Immediately thereafter, he walked into the teeth of a monumental decision. He was drafted, and then he refused induction on the grounds of his religious convictions.
Brother, 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 there's far too many of you dying.
Mr. Clay.
Muhammad Ali, sir.
Mr. Clay.
Muhammad Ali, sir.
To bring some loving here today. Yeah. Father.
You said you were the people's champion?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that you're acting like a people's champion?
Yes, sir.
War is not the answer.
They say that actually every time that I enter the ring, in a way, I'm going to war. You are a prize fighter. What's the difference? And I like to say to those critics of the press and to the others that there is one hell of a lot of difference.
Picket lines and picket signs. Don't punish me with brutality. Talk to me so you can see what's going on. What's going on? Yeah, what's going on?
It
took enormous courage for him to take the stand that he did, and must have involved a quite profound personal commitment.
He was courageous. He put his class issues on the line. He didn't care about money. He didn't care about the white man's success and the things that you aspire to. He brought America to its most wonderful and its most naked moment. I will not play your game. I will not kill in your behalf. You are immoral, unjust, and I stand here to test to it. Now do with me what you will. And he was terribly, terribly powerful.
The backlash against Ali is now merciless. The man once heralded as an Olympic champion is being vilified like never before.
What made Muhammad Ali revolutionary, what made him the most distinct athlete of our or any time, was that he was willing to give up his career for a belief.
I'm not allowed to earn a living here. I'm not allowed to leave the country. And I had about $10 million in contracts in foreign countries, European and African countries, and the government has taken my passport so that I can't go out here to work.
Recognizing a new opportunity and a source of income, Ali starts touring college campuses speaking out on the war, religion, and racial justice.
In war, the intention is to kill, 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 and continue killing innocent people.
As the war goes on, Ali is not only an icon of black power, but also becomes a folk hero of the entire anti-war movement on college campuses nationwide.
Anything that's designed for peace and anything that's designed to stop killing and slaughtering people, I'm for 1,000%.
As the country is changing, so is Ali's attitude. Now embraced by white liberals, he sees beyond the separatist ideology of the Nation of Islam.
He grew and understood what the issues really were. It was larger than the Muslims. It had to do, with real, honest response to an unjust war.
I don't think it is selling it short to say that Muhammad Ali did everything for black pride. Everything.
Express yourself.
He would say, look at me, I'm black and I'm proud. He made people who didn't think much of themselves think a lot more of themselves.
So he needs some black history, and he needs some black culture, so he'll know who he is and be proud to be who he is.
He would talk to the kids, and they were saying, well, look at this guy, look what he's doing. He's not doing this for just himself, he's doing it for us too. He was the reason for them to believe in something and fight for something. He became the symbol of freedom.
It has been said that I have two alternatives. Either go to jail or go to the army. But I would like to say that there is another alternative, and that alternative is justice.
After 4 long years defiantly standing up for his beliefs, it is Ali's greatest victory.
The Supreme Court exonerated him and vindicated. He did not only talk the talk, he walked the walk.
The tide in America had changed. Even Americans who hated his anti-Vietnam War stand had come around to understand that he had sacrificed for principles. He'd given up money, given up his job, given up fame in many ways. And I think that's one thing that Americans do understand and appreciate. They were rooting for him.
Now Ali has one goal, to get his title back.
Let's give them that little saying we used to say before each fight, Float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. Ah, rumble, young man, rumble. Ah.
I believe I stick to boxing. This is a little
well
too.
with your gloves on, champ?
No, I believe I stick to boxing.
What about this other thing too that people have about the heavyweight champion of the world? They always look at him and think he must be fearless.
Fearless?
Of everything. Are you fearless? Do you have any fears of anything at all?
I fear airplanes.
Join the club, I do too.
Yeah, and like when the flight's all right and it's smooth, I'm all right, but I'm still thinking, what if an engine blow up? What if a fool's got a bum on it? I mean, all of these, I look at I go up to the cockpit and I look at all these things they're messing with, and I say, what if one thing is just off? And we're between America and England over the ocean. I said, where would we land?
Even if he don't blow up and he don't crash, where will we land? And when we land, will I be able to get my life raft out? Then when I get it out, how long will it be before they find us? Because it's night, you know. Yeah. And then will a shark come and bust the thing? And I've been on a lot of planes that hit thunderstorms where the pilot says, ladies and gentlemen, we tried to get around it, but we can't. We're going to have to, it's going to be kind of rough. And when the pilot says that, it's going to be bad. When they say it's going to be rough. And you say to yourself, boy, well, I could have took a train. I could have, if I just get off this thing. So, like, I'm always in airplanes all the time, and it just worries me.
How do you travel when you're in the States, and you travel by road?
Mostly by Rolls Royce. I've not been paid for that commercial.
You mentioned earlier on about the fear that you have, and every fighter must have it, of getting his face messed in.
No, I don't have fear for that.
You don't fear for that?
No, I don't really fear for that, because I control it. So I don't control the airplane or the pilot or what he's doing. And like when you're in a car and somebody's turning corners and you notice you kind of on the edge and you're watching, but when you're behind the wheel, it's not like that. See, so like when I'm in the ring, I'm handling it. And I don't worry about nobody being that good to really hurt me, see.
What about the other thing, though?
Somebody say, shh, if you don't believe it, come down here and try it.
The stage is being set for the fight of the century. An unprecedented two undefeated world heavyweight champions in an ultimate showdown. The big question to be answered, can this man shake off 3.5 years of inactivity?
Muhammad Ali down in Miami earlier this week, and he called you a good street fighter. Does that make you mad?
Don't make me mad at all.
How do you react?
I feel like I'm just as much fighter, or better, and twice times as better as him.
How do you rate him as an opponent?
I think he's a good fighter.
You making any forecasts about the fight?
What you mean forecasts?
You're going to win?
Sure.
In how many?
1 to 10. That's one question the same. Go ahead.
You're going to win. By a knockout,
right.
You say?
By a knockout.
Yeah.
Should hang so long with the other feet.
Let me go, man.
Let me see the other feet.
Let me loose. Come on, all right, I'll let him off this.
Turn me loose.
Joe's gonna come out smoking, and I ain't gonna be joking. I'll be pecking and a poking, pouring water on his smoking. Then this might shock and amaze you, but I will destroy Joe Frazier. Some people say, you better watch Joe Frazier, he's awful strong. I said, tell him to try Ban Roll-On. That's deodorant.
Like the Clay of old, he creates a frenzy of publicity, calling Frazier the false champion.
Back up. Joe Frazier, the heavyweight champion of the world. Clumsy, ugly, flat-footed Joe Frazier. I'll show you what a real champion is.
Held at Madison Square Garden on March 8, 1971, the fight is billed as the biggest event in the history of boxing, and it fully lives up to its hype.
It was the biggest event of all time. We got each fighter $2.5 million, an unheard of sum at the time.
I don't think there'll ever be a sporting event like that one. And the buildup was such that the two fighters came to symbolize all of the hopes, aspirations, fears that people outside the ring had.
It was electric.
A packed house at Madison Square Garden.
We had two undefeated heavyweights. Joe Frazier was viewed as the white man's champion, the guy who was for the war. Here was Ali, our champion, and this was going to be the test of who was right and who was wrong.
And now we're ready may try a blitz. He got in that good left hook. Frazier bobbing and weaving all the time. It's been a close round. Muhammad Ali is scoring heavily, but Joe keeps coming in.
To me, it was a close fight. Muhammad played with Joe Frazier too much.
Muhammad Ali had the fun, but Frazier landed the punch.
He was patting him on the head instead of sticking to business. I felt like hitting him over the head with the stool.
The crowd is chanting Ali, and Joe says, come on out and fight. Frazier's just pouring everything in there now. Ali is making very little return.
I don't know whether he was resting at that time, but he was being punished. He did give a few rounds away.
He was laying on the ropes, playing with Joe Frazier. Bang, he got nailed with a left hook. He was out in the corner. Then he started moving all over on bad legs.
He's holding on desperately. Muhammad Ali in real trouble. Muhammad Ali rocked over the rope. He almost went down. 10 seconds.
The round is over. The round is over. What a round.
I don't know how he survived that round. That was the toughest round in that fight.
Frazier really clobbered him with everything in the book.
When he came back in the corner, I was a little leery about him getting out of there. But that's a mark of a great fighter that could suck it up, come back.
Ali scoring repeatedly and seeming to get stronger. For a man who was virtually out in round 11, he's come back amazingly. This is the final round of the fight, and what a fight it's been.
15 and final round. Time is important here.
Frazier saw that opening and hit him perfectly in the right spot, right at the tip of the chin. I don't believe I even got to the count of 2. He was right up. Had he stayed down, he might have had a few more seconds rest.
So many wanted to watch this liberal, black draft dodger get his ass kicked. He wouldn't give him the comfort of him staying down. He jumped up.
Frazier is tired, and his eyes are closing.
The winner by unanimous decision, and still heavyweight champion of the world, Joe Frazier.
When he lost, it was devastating. It was devastating.
We had seen this undefeatable guy. How is he going to take defeat?
Did it turn out the way you wanted it?
No, it didn't. I wanted Ali to win.
What'd you think of the fight?
I thought it was terrific. Best fight I ever saw.
Best fight I ever seen. I've seen him for a long, long time. Plays twice the man I thought he was.
It was fixed. It was a fun.
He'll be back. You can believe that. He'll be back.
Frazier was so sore he couldn't even lift his hand up to say, I'm the champ.
After sacrificing 3.5 years of his prime in exile, Ali has come back, only to lose the biggest fight of his career.
I think a celebrity or any so-called great person have obligation to fulfill, to take defeat like a man.
And he lost gallantly, and he made no excuses afterward. And the general feeling was, the Muhammad Ali era is over. We had no idea that the story was only beginning.
Daddy's got to leave. He's going in training out here. Daddy's going to fight. You want to go with him? You can't. Can you fight? Do you fight? No, you don't fight. You can't go.
Yes, I go.
No, Daddy going to get in shape. You stay home, yeah?
I want to go with you.
You want to go fight with me? Okay.
Ali fulfills a long-time dream by buying a training camp in Deer Lake, Pennsylvania.
There's on these rocks. Marciano Rock over here. We have a Joe Louis Rock. Entering, you see a Jack Dempsey Rock. Where's my hot pepper? Big old juicy steak.
While eating and good times are abundant at Deer Lake, this is a training camp, and training for fights is the reason Ali comes here. In January of '74, Ali beats Joe Frazier in a rematch to force the inevitable fight, the fight for Ali to regain the title that he hasn't owned for 7 years. Ali will fight George Foreman for the heavyweight championship of the world.
It seemed like at different stages of Ali's career, there was always a Sonny Liston standing in his path, except that he was reincarnated with a new name. George Foreman, again, was a guy that people thought would be champion forever.
But you would go on, even if you would lose there?
Beg your pardon?
You would continue boxing even if you would lose over there?
I beg your pardon?
Ali gets his chance at Foreman in 1974, and the $10 million purse is the biggest in boxing history.
We're gonna rumble in the jungle.
Bill does the Rumble in the Jungle. It's an event that salutes the triumph of black power.
Everything is on the line now. Ali goes back to his private training camp to start the drudgery of getting his 32-year-old body into the finest possible shape. This is certain to be the fight of his life. A somber, extremely serious Ali goes into training. Boxing experts have given the task which lay before him the disquieting label, impossible.
My brothers, Muhammad Ali and George Foreman, we are happy to see you among us.
We are the champion and the #1 contender, so I'm pretty sure that it'll be a fight from the first bell to the ending bell. I predict that you'll be seeing a good fight.
Last night, I had a dream. When I got to Africa, I had one hell of a rumble. I had to beat Tarzan's behind first for claiming to be the king in the jungle. For this fight, I've wrestled with alligators. I've tussled with a whale. I done handcuffed lightning and put thunder in jail. You know I'm bad. I have murdered a rock. I injured a stone, and I hospitalized a brick. I'm so bad I make medicine sick. I'm so fast, man, I can run through a hurricane and don't get wet. When George Foreman meets me, he'll pay his debt. I can drown a drink of water and kill a dead tree. Wait till you see Muhammad Ali.
He had such a fabulous reputation, and the road was lined with people wanting to see Ali, and Ali was afforded a wonderful reception.
When they started hollering Ali, Ali, looked like it was the whole city or state of Africa behind Ali.
Bring him home. Get my legs ready. I'll be dancing all night.
35.
Fastest heavyweight of all time.
10. Right.
Fastest with the rope. The stage is set for me to be ranked as the greatest of all time. Waited 3 more years. Maybe in 3 more years I may have slowed down a little. Talk about how big George Foreman is, how terrible. I'm scared for my life, how relentless he is. That sucker ain't nothing. Chump can't even fight. Wait till he come in here after me. Fight like a damn woman. Can't swing. Hit people and they're down.
In those days, he was a bully. the people around him were afraid of him. Foreman had really brutalized the people who trained him, and they were terrified of him.
George Foreman had annihilated everyone that stepped in the ring with him. I mean, George was a big, strong, young, impervious to pain heavyweight. I remember I was nervous and afraid for Ali.
The fight is held in the pre-dawn hours of October 30th, 1974, in front of a worldwide television audience.
And as we look at his past 8 fights, everything has gone not beyond the second round. And Ali is getting the people to chant, Ali Bomaye. That means Ali kill him. There's the sight at ringside. Can Ali dance and stay away from him? Is George Foreman's thundering punches going to be too much for him? Is the left hook that is so devastating, the tremendous left hook, going to stop Ali? Here we go, Ali quickly across the round. Round 1, Ali bouncing around, shifting left for right. George moves slow, Ali gets the first punch in, a light right hand. Ali continues to try to tie his man up. Dak Clayton separates him. Wild left hand, vicious hook. There's a real strong right hand just underneath the heart. And Muhammad Ali is taking some punishment now. About 25 seconds left in the ring, confused, but a straight left jab thrown by Foreman has Ali in the corner. Ali dances back, hangs on. What a tremendous, tremendous pace in round number 1. The hook to the body of Muhammad Ali. Dak Clayton, the referee, separates him. About 8 seconds left in the round. Round 1, Foreman and Ali, ending round 1.
Very even for that game. That's the round was very close. You wouldn't call that round for Ali? No, it's pretty even. Looks like they're hitting some pretty good shots in there also. I'd say about 2.
In the early rounds, Ali covers up and lets Foreman pummel him. The strategy is a brilliant improvisation the whole world will soon come to know as the rope-a-dope.
I'm the dope. He laid on the rope, and I'm the dope.
Foreman tries to work the body. Neither one of those punches did any damage. None of those punches are doing any damage at all.
When Ali got out there and he found out he wasn't moving too good, the rings were soft. The ring mat was soft. The ring ropes were loose. The heat was intense, incredible heat. Just felt like it was oppressing you, humidity. And he said, "Boy, if I run, I'm going to get tired." And this guy ain't hurt me. And he found out he could take his shots, and it didn't hurt him. Ali was one tough human being.
Straight left jab, an improved left jab. There's a vicious, awkward, but very powerful hooks with both hands.
When Ali came back from his retirement, he discovered something. He no longer had the reflexes, he no longer had the speed to avoid punches, but he discovered something else. Those punches didn't hurt him. So now his stamina, his conditioning, and the fact that he could take these great shots to the chin made him a different kind of champion, a battling kind of champion rather than a running kind of champion. Those were the years when Ali really had to fight for everything he had.
Oh, a great left hand, an over and under combination, left hand and then the right on the jaw, taken by the champion George Foreman. There's the left hand in the eye of Foreman. Ali scoring some punches here.
Muhammad Ali is punishing George Foreman even though he is on the rope. He is getting some tremendous blows in, and at some point that can tell on Foreman.
We were able to observe a little bit of puffiness under the left eye of George Foreman, the left eye, not the right eye.
The first round, all of us yelled ourselves hoarse, trying to get him to get off the ropes. Don't get on the ropes. Move. Go either side. You're a dancer. Move. And when he got back to the corner, holler at him. And he would just say, "Shut up, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing." I mean, he just didn't pay attention to anybody. Well, he took the shots, and to his credit, he didn't take many.
Ali is getting away with hanging on
Rope-a-dope is a matter of him laying on the ropes, being able to block the punches like this. Anything, if you throw it to the body, he'd come down like this. If you throw it to the head, he'd come up like this. In the meantime, he's looking right between his glove to see what his opponent getting ready to throw and what he could counter himself.
Ali super confident. Foreman looks unusually slow with his hands, but look at this now. All of a sudden he opens up.
He took shots that he could have avoided. Had he been younger, he would have avoided them. But now he took them, almost invited them in several exchanges, almost to tell the other guy, hey, you can't hurt me. Go ahead and hit, George, you can't hurt me.
Foreman looking for the opportunity. Has a tremendous look of determination. Staggered! Foreman staggered! Definitely! Right on the button! Right on the jaw of George Foreman!
So he starts banging real hard jabs. When you look at the film, you start seeing these bombs landing off of George, and George taking a step backwards and sort of hesitating in his thing, and all of a sudden, we're getting the idea, hey, this guy's getting tired.
Foreman not scoring these punches at all. Light pouring punches, unusual for George Foreman. Both fighters beginning to show signs of a little bit of tiring now. And you have to expect it with the temperatures close to 80 here in Zaire, Africa. Misses again. The bell ends round 4.
He just came back confident in the corner and said, I got this guy now. I can knock him out anytime I want to. And, Angelo's, do it now. Who wants to wait around?
I laid in the corners, right? I said, show me something. They told me you could hit hard. Show me something. Come on, you can do better than that, George. You want to corner me? Here I am. You waiting to corner me? And he just, and every once in a while I just go, See, the quickest way to a point is a straight line. To hit me, he had to do that. And while he's doing that, I said, I'm tagging him with jabs, right? Pop, pop. The fighter, Whenever you meet a man coming at you like that, don't worry about it. Don't duck like it's so powerful. Just pop him. Pop. See?
By round 8, Foreman is exhausted, and Ali has the champ right where he wants him.
Ali scores again with a light.
So I missed him with a right hand. He bounced off the ropes, and I turned, followed him to get him again. And when I ran right into a left-right combination, boom, one shot.
George Foreman fell in sections. His ankles fell. His shins fell. That's a lot of man to fall.
Few moments in the history of sports inspire as much global joy.
The thing they said was impossible, he's done.
I was sure he was going to lose and thrilled beyond measure when he won. The legend was restored.
10 years after his improbable victory over Sonny Liston, Muhammad Ali is once again the heavyweight champion of the world.
I'll never forget that night. This was Ali. He's standing there alone, and he's looking out at the Zaire River. And then he turns, and he says only one thing. He says, fellas, you'll never know what tonight means to me.
He had been through the hot coals, he had been molded and tried, tested, and proven, and he came through, you know what I mean? And that just took him to a new dimension. He became the hero of the continent. I'll tell you something. I don't think I've ever said this before, but I'll tell you. I really care nothing about boxing. Boxing is a stepping stone just to introduce me to the audience. Like if I was still in Louisville, Kentucky, and never was a boxer, I might get killed next week in some type of freedom struggle, and you never read the news. But now, if I'm say the wrong thing, it makes news. So boxing is just to introduce me to the struggle in the States, to draw my people, to teach them various things, which would give them dignity, pride, and self-help, and go for self. So boxing is just going to be another year, but my main fight is for freedom and equality, and this is what I plan to do in boxing. It's good for livelihood, but mainly, money don't really mean nothing. So number one comes freedom first for my people, equality, and this is what I plan to do after I'm through fighting, working with nothing but the people, the little people in the alleys, the wine heads, the downtrodden people, going out among them and helping them with my image.
Most of your poems, like the one you spoke a few moments ago, are funny, but you've written one about your own people, I think at the time of the Attica prison riot. It's a serious poem. Could you, before we go, just say that poem for us?
The Attica prison. You heard that over here when all the black prisoners were shot? They said they would cut the throats if they didn't get what they wanted. And the word was, well, if the throats are cut, then shoot and kill everybody. They found out during the autopsy that the throats were not cut, they just shot them for nothing. Rockefeller gave word 10 minutes or so, if they don't give up, I think it's the way it went, open fire. And one black prisoner came out to speak to the warden, and he said, you have 10 minutes to surrender. What's your reply? Are we going to come in shooting? And the black prisoner came out, which didn't happen, but this is what I wrote. He said, better far from all I see, to die fighting to be free. What more fitting end could be? Better surely than in some bed where in broken health I'm led, lingering until I'm dead. Better than with prayers and pleas are in the clutch of some disease, wasting slowly by degrees. Better than of heart attack are some dose of drug I lack. Let me die by being black. Better far that I should go standing here against the foe. Is the sweeter death to know? Better than the bloody stain on some highway where I'm lain, torn by flying glass and pain. Better call in death to come than to die another dumb, muted victim in the slum. Better than of this prison rot, if there's any choice I've got, kill me here on the spot. Better far my fight to wage now while my blood boils with rage, lest it cool with ancient age. Better violent for us to die than to Uncle Tom and try, making peace just to live a lie. Better now that I say my sooth, I'm gonna die demanding truth, while I'm still akin to youth. Better now than later on, now that fear of death is gone, never mind another darn. They opened fire on them, but they died telling it like it was.
Muhammad Ali.
Over the decades, he transcends the political controversies of the 60s to become something unique in the history of sport. A voice for reason and compassion, peace and dignity. A champion of all the world.
The way Muhammad Ali has influenced us all is the same way like Gandhi or Martin Luther King has influenced us.
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. Oh, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me, stand by me. If the sky that we look upon should tumble and fall, or the mountain should crumble to the sea, I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. And darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. Stand by me. Stand by me. stand by me. Whenever you're in trouble, won't you stand by me? Oh, stand by me.
This is the legend of Cassius Clay, the most beautiful fighter in the world today. He talks a great deal and brags indeedy of a muscular punch that's incredibly speedy. The fistic world was dull and weary. With a champ like Liston, things had to be dreary. Then someone with color, someone with dash, brought fight fans a-running with cash. This brash young boxer is something to see, and the heavyweight championship is his destiny. This kid fights great. He's got speed and endurance. But if you sign to fight him, increase your insurance. This kid's got a left, this kid's got a right. And if he hits you once, you're asleep for the night. And as you lie on the floor while the ref counts 10, you pray that you won't have to fight me again. For I'm the man this poem is about, the next champ of the world, there isn't a doubt. Here I predict, and I know the score, I'll be champ of the world in 64. If Cassius says a mosquito could pull a plow, don't ask how, hitch him up.
Cassius, how many fights you had?
Oh, about 180 amateur fights, lost 3. That was my first 3, by the way.
Now, tell me, how much money, all told, will you make out of this fight?
Well, I don't...
Whether you win or lose.
Well,
you get the same if you win or lose?
It's a percentage deal, you know, but...
you figured it out in your head,
They figure probably they might draw a few people. Maybe they might have a $15 million gate that night.
15 million. How much of that would you get?
About 3. Ain't that a shame?
3 million. Well, 3 million. Now, how much is taxable?
About $2,500,000.
How much do your backers and those guys get?
We have a 50-50 contract, but
You want to get 250,000? You'll get about 250,000 if they get half of what's left, or would you rather not discuss it?
Cassius, if you lose the fight, you can cry all the way to the bank with me. Okay? All right?
You've done pretty well.
As you know, today is the jet age. Everybody's trying to break records. Man says that he'll be on the moon by 1970. One man said that they're going to make cars that'll run by sunlight. Well, those are pretty game predictions. Well, I predicted I'll be the heavyweight champion by the time I'm 21.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
You only saw me going into this thing as a beginner, first time, big fight, as a challenger.
You won it as a boy, you defend it as a man.
I won it as a man, and I'll defend it as a man.
Bring it down. Raise your left leg.
Left leg.
Left leg. And the other one. Now let's see your exercise. I want you to do what I do. Bend down 20 times, touching your toes. As
You
fast
do it
as
20
you can.
times. You said do what you do.
I told him to do that 20 times. He says, you do it 20 times.
Fast, fast. Come on. Let's have some action here. Quick.
Yes, boss.
Yeah, I'm gonna get him. I read some in the paper where he's dying to get in the ring with me. Well, he'll get his chance. He'll be dying to get out of the ring with me, too. Before the first Liston fight, I wasn't a champion. And you had a lot of top contenders who were ranked over me at the time I fought Liston. And so I found out that promoters like money. Promoters look for the best 2 people that's going to draw the crowd. Right away, I started talking. I am the greatest. I'm too beautiful to be a fighter. This made many people angry. I heard it ringside when I fought Sonny Liston. Knock that nigger out. That nigger needs a good whooping. He talks too damn much. Put your fist in his mouth. Well, I didn't care what he said because he paid $250 for the seat. And I went to the bank laughing, you understand?
This is my boxing right here. All right. Now, let me see you guard. Now, this hand's a little too close to your face. Open them up because, see, if I want to hit you, all I have to do is hit your hand. And your hand will hit you, right? So you always have a little opening where you can see, guard up. So if I throw a hand around this way, just throw it up. That's right. If one comes this way, just throw that one up. If one comes straight through, you just put them in front of him. See? There you go. There you go. Now, here's your left jab. See, you throw it up, throw it again. So you do that, that's right. So I can soon learn your pattern, and the next time, I'll do it again. Come on, block. You're gonna block.
No.
You know what you look like with no clothes on? You look like a chicken with his feathers picked off. Come on, fellas. See that trick, see? Boy, you deep finish.
All right. What do I do?
What you should do is learn how to fight.
I'm trying.
Stay in your business, fella. You bring that jab back, you bring the hand, open that hand. Jab and open that hand and bring it back. See? Now jab, then bring it back. Bring it back. There you go. Now your right hand follows right behind your jab. There you go. Bring it right back. Your hair is covering your eyes. You need a haircut.
You like it?
See that hair and everything represents peace. This is violence.
Violence.
You look at it? Here's the Ali Shuffle. Put that camera down on my feet and I'll show you the Ali Shuffle. You gotta come down.
Feet. You need those feet.
Can you hear the feet? Put your camera on the feet. Here's the Ali Shuffle. See? You confuse it, and before you know it, that's the Ali Shuffle. See? You step it on him and put him on the floor. Come on, let me show you something. Put him on the floor. Come on. Come on. Come on. Punch back. Punch back. Come on. Come on. Come on.
We went to a grammar school in Greenwich Village, and we got the kids to write a theme entitled, "What I Would Do If I Could Meet Muhammad Ali." And they came to a classroom to read the theme, and in the back of the room, in coveralls, was the champ himself.
Muhammad Ali, I'm the greatest fighter of all time. Just stopped Joe Frazier, now I'm gonna whoop George Foreman again.
You wanna fight George Foreman?
I'm gonna whoop them all. You recognize me, man? Yes. Who am I?
Muhammad Ali.
All right, what's happening? Are you shocked?
No.
Why are you not shocked? You're not surprised?
You scared me when you came out.
I scared you. I heard you said you want to arm wrestle.
Yeah.
Let's get on. Go. I'm leaving. That's enough. That's enough. Bye. Bye.
If I ever met Muhammad Ali, I tell him my sister's a real big fan of yours, and we always and she always pretends that she's Muhammad Ali, and she really likes him a lot, and I tell him I wish he.
What you gonna tell me now, boy?
You are Muhammad Ali. You want to meet my sister?
I'd say hello for one thing, and I don't really know. Well, I'd be very excited, and I would Where did you come from?
Where I come from?
I mean, did you just walk in the door? Or
No, I was out there on the streets and somebody said they want to meet me, and I just got powers like that.
Oh, what?
And now, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to see 5 seconds in the life of a kid he'll never forget, mixing it up with the champ. How about that?
Are you scared?
I've always been a great admirer of your ability as a poet. Have you had to work hard at it, or is it just sheer genius?
I do it mainly because of my fights, little simple rhymes. I just wrote a poem the other day entitled Truth. It says, "The face of truth is open, the eyes of truth are bright, the lips of truth are ever closed, the head of truth is upright.
The breast of truth stands forward. The gaze of truth is straight. Truth has neither fear nor doubt. Truth has patience to wait. The words of truth are touching. The voice of truth is deep. The law of truth is simple. All you sow, you reap. The soul of truth is flaming. The heart of truth is warm. The mind of truth is clear and firm through rain and storm. Facts are only its shadow. Truth stands above all sin. Great be the battle of life. Truth in the end shall win. Life of truth is eternal. Immortal is its past. Power of truth shall endure. Truth shall hold to the last. That's a masterpiece.
Now, did you... did you...
Don't need no hand.